Nancy Pelosi blocks bill that would restore major constitutional right. As the overwhelming majority of Democrats see it, folks across this great nation of ours simply can't be entrusted to make their own decisions. To save those folks from even having to be bothered with wrestling with some tough calls, Democrats want government agencies and entities to have hard and fast rules in place about what's right and wrong. Unfortunately, the nanny state that liberals love to envision and push for doesn't exactly have the best interests of those same folks in mind. In fact, the nanny state is all about stripping Americans of their most basic, God-given rights. The Washington Times shares another example of that. Democrats blocked a bill Tuesday that would have let dying patients try medicines that haven't won full regulatory approval, saying they worry about cutting the federal government out of oversight. The right to try bill, which President Trump had called for in his State of the Union speech this year, had strong bipartisan support, but it still fell shy of the two-thirds majority needed to pass under the fast-track rules the GOP set for the bill. Republican leaders decried Democrats' roadblock and vowed to force another vote soon. Bipartisan support for something that could make a world of difference for terminal patients? Who cares? Democrats know what's right, and everyone else is just too stupid to understand the vagueness of their decision-making process. Back in reality, the rest of us have to deal with the consequences of their actions. Supporters say patients who've exhausted other treatment options or don't qualify for clinical trials deserve the chance to obtain drugs that made it through first-phase safety testing at the Food and Drug Administration, without interference from the government. For too many families, access to these life-saving treatments will come too late or not at all, said Representative Brian Fitzpatrick, Pennsylvania Republican. Dozens of states have passed their own measures on a bipartisan basis. If dozens of other states can come to a conclusion that makes sense for all, then why on earth can't members of Congress do the same thing? Call us crazy, but we're in the camp of those that think they're wildly off the mark to the point of being preposterous. In a nutshell, it's because Democrats feel the need to dig their feet into the ground yet again to insist that they, and only they, know what's best for all. So now they themselves consist of the death panel that we never dreamed would ever be found possible in our country. But, here it is, led by progressive Nancy Pelosi. In short, Democrats are now assisting and encouraging the deaths of their own constituents, all because they believe their agenda is more important than people. And that, my friends, is why we need to clean house come November and get rid of these liberals.